So the first tip I have for you guys is to actually use the correct settings. Make sure it's on full screen for the least amount of input delay. Make sure that your frame rate is one higher than your monitor's hertz. So for example, if your monitor's hertz is 144 hertz, put your FPS at 160, and so on, until if it's your monitor's at 240, then just leave it at 240 because the gap's too big. Just make sure that you have the maximum amount of frames for the maximum amount of hertz that you're on, and also make sure you're playing on performance mode to get the least amount of input delay and also to get the most amount of FPS. Tip number 2, make sure if you're on mouse and keyboard, choose this to be whatever, but if you're on controller, make sure that you have edit and release on both, and make sure your turbo building's on, disable pre-edits on, especially if you're on controller, and reset building choice is your choice. Especially on your controller, I would put it to on, because then every time you pull it out, your wall is up, so you can easily place your wall. This one's for the keyboard people. Make sure that you have your building edit scroll wheel down as your second bind, and your reset building edit scroll wheel down as your second bind too. This allows you to do this. So as you can see, it instantly resets, and this is so important, especially if you're like trying to make a play on someone. So if you do the corner edit, shoot and reset. It's really good. Make sure you have that on, especially if you're on keyboard and mouse. I mean, you can't really do this on controller, so you have to have this on. Everyone uses this. This tip involves practice, and here's the best map I have for you guys. And in the middle of the screen at the top, you can see the map code, so you can plug that in, and this is the map. So what you have over here is you can get a grappler quickly from here, and you can go up, hit the bounces, and go up and edit down, reset. What you're looking for here is actually not speed, but the amount of successful edits you're doing. So if you're messing up an edit like this, for example, if you want to do this, but instead you do this, then that's just a wrong edit. It's not a successful edit. Especially if you're missing the edits, especially if you're not editing on release off, and you're just not doing it like that, and you're not doing the correct edit. You need to be able to do the edits perfectly, especially in a real game situation, and this is what this is for. So you have loads of series of the same edit, and you carry on doing it down. So this makes sure that the successful edits increases, and the more you do, the better you get at the game and the better consistency you have. Another thing to improve the speed of your edits is actually crosshair placement. So for example, we have this wall here, so to do the same edit, what we can do is you can go all the way here like that, and you can reset. So this is the same edit, or what we can do is just this, and it's the same edit. So this is a lot faster because you have to move your mouse way less, and this means that you can do your edits very consistently and very fast. And this just means that you can do a series of edits quickly, and make sure you're utilizing this. For example, crosshair placement is, so when we're wrapping up, you want to go down. What you want to do is you want to look here, do this. You see, I didn't move my mouse much at all. A long way of achieving that would have been this. You see how long that was? I had to flick my mouse up and down quite a lot. Instead, I could have just done what I did in the first round. Finally, another tip I have for you guys is actually adjusting the right polling rates for both of your peripherals. So this is actually quite important because it shows like how fast the keyboard and the mouse will communicate with your PC, and the higher the rate of the polling is, the faster it will respond. So for example, for my mouse, I got a Razer Viper Mini. It's nothing too special and it's nothing too good, so the only polling rate I can choose is 1000. 1000 is what I call the minimum. So I think every peripheral should have 1000 polling rate, any gaming peripheral. And what you want to do is you want to make sure it is at 1000. If it's any lower than this, you're gonna instantly feel the improvement once you put it to 1000, because 1000 is the baseline, and it means every millisecond the mouse will communicate with the PC and showing the transfer rates. So this is a lot important, and make sure you have it at 1000. Another thing is for your mouse keyboard as well. So I got the K70 RGB Pro, and this keyboard has up to 8000 polling rate. I put it to 2000 just because I can't really, and I got a good enough PC, because there's actually trade-offs of putting it to a high polling rate. It means the CPU is used a bit more, so the more inputs you do, the CPU is under a lot of load. So what I did, I was putting it at 2000, 0.5 milliseconds, and it just is perfect for me, so I can input and the input delay won't be as much. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and use code NXV in the IM shop. Appreciate it.